Yeah, okay, so let's take a second. We'll bring our feet hip distance apart. And as always, when we start from standing, we just want to check our stance. We have this little bend in our knees, and naturally that's going to allow our tailbone to start to tuck under. We're bringing our ears right under our shoulders. The back of our head is lifted towards the ceiling. And even though we have that lift happening, our muscles begin to get soft and relaxed. And we just check in, feeling your breath, feeling your body. Noticing any sensations. And beginning to open our eyes, we'll just start with some neck rolls, and you all know the drill for this one. We'll drop our chin to our chest. Obviously, if you want to make half circles, make half circles. If you want to make full circles, that's great too. If there's places you need to pause and breathe into, go for it. Just take your time to do that. Let's start to make whatever final movements we need to so we can feel even on both sides. And then coasting to a stop, we'll lift our gaze, and we're just going to start to open our shoulders, swinging your arms forward and back. Your arms are going to crisscross in the front, and you're getting this little shoulder blade squeeze in the back. And coasting to a stop. Let's warm up our spine for twists. Our heels are going to lift as we move, and our arms are going to swing. Really try to let go into it. The less control these movements are, the better. And coasting to a stop at center. One more time, we'll step our feet together. Breathe your arms up overhead. Inhale deep. And exhale, dive forward over your legs. And as always in our forward fold, if it feels nice to shift and move, kind of pedal your legs, swing your upper body, go for it. Or if it feels best to just relax forward and let time and gravity do the work for us, that's good too. And if we are making those movements while we're here, let's go ahead and coast to a stop. We're going to walk our hands over to the left, breathe into your right side body, looking out underneath the right arm. And then switching over to the right, looking out underneath the left arm, 3 deep breaths into the left side. And then coming back to center, let's gently shake our head like we're saying no. And then gently like you're saying yes. And coasting to a stop. We're going to do our little half sun salutation, our flow. We'll inhale, look in front of us for a jackknife position. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, arms sweep up overhead. Inhale, deep. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Inhale up again. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Just keep it going. Breathe up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, jackknife. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to the heart again. Exhale, diving forward. Inhale, jackknife. Exhale, folding. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's stop right here. Take a moment. Notice how you feel. Shake it out if you need to. And then coming back to center. Let's breathe our arms up overhead. And we're going to take a side stretch from here. So we just want to inhale, lift up out of your waist, and then fold as far as we feel comfortable to go over to the right. It might even feel good to grab a hold of your left wrist with your right hand and kind of pull. And then switching sides, taking the right arm up and over. If you liked that feeling of grabbing a hold of your wrist, you can do that with your left hand and pull out through your side. And release, coming back to center. Let's turn to the side of our mat. It doesn't really matter which way. We'll take our big wide stance out. So heel toe out as far as you feel comfortable to go. Once we're there, we want to turn our feet inwards as much as we can, and then lower your upper body down to the floor. And this is another one that we can shift and move if we want to, or just be still and relax forward. And if we are making those movements, let's go ahead and coast to a stop. We'll move into a squat position, hands under the shoulders so we come to a flat back, heel toe in about hip distance apart. And then lower your seat down to the floor. If it feels comfortable to bring your hands to prayer, go for it. If not, that's okay. And once this next exhalation has ended, let's bring our hands down to the floor. We'll lift our seat, take one heel toe out, just one. And then we're going to turn ourselves so we're facing the top of the mat and fold over the left leg. Just really try to let your upper body relax forward. If we're still tight through the low back and hamstrings, allow your knee to bend enough that you feel comfortable to do this. And then walking ourselves over to the opposite side, we're going to just switch our feet. So now we're relaxing forward over the right leg. Again, if we need to allow that forward knee to bend, that's fine. And then again, we'll walk ourselves around so we're facing the front of the mat. Our back right heel is going to spin up to the ceiling. Bring your right knee down to the floor. And we're just going to lift our upper body and lunge into this. If I didn't explain that very well, just look up here. So we should end up in a low lunge with the left leg forward. Try to sink down into it. And we'll do this on the opposite side. So bring your right hand down to the floor, lift your back knee and walk yourself around so we're facing the back of the mat. Again, lift your upper body, sink your hips forward into this. Adjust if you need to. Still breathing. And this time the left hand relaxes down to the floor, lift the back knee, and walk ourselves back to center in our wide leg split. And from here, we're going to turn our left heel in towards center, and a bend goes into your left knee. Walk yourself over to the side for tiger's pose. Your right toes are going to pop up to the ceiling. And just try to relax into this. And then switching sides, let's lift our hips up and over to the right. Your left toes are going to pop up towards the ceiling. And again, just try to soften. Even if you want to let your upper body kind of round forward in this, that's okay. And one more time, let's lift ourselves up to center once again. We'll heel toe in enough that we can comfortably round up through our spine. Arms sweeping up overhead, big wake up stretch. And then exhale, hands come to the heart space. Shake it out if you want to. Notice how your body feels. And then stepping to the top of the mat. Hands come to the heart. Let's breathe our arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look forward and jackknife. Exhale, stepping back to down dog. And then right away, our knees are going to relax down to the floor and go out about mat distance apart, moving into child's pose. So sink your seat back, let your upper body relax forward. After our next exhalation, let's bring our hands under our shoulders, our knees hip distance apart, lifting up into a table position, and we'll start some cat and cow postures. As we inhale, the stomach drops. As we exhale, we round up through our back body. Feel free to pause or make other movements, just whatever you need to do to feel into your body. And then coming to a stop, we'll take thread the needle, the knees go back out wide, our seat sinks back. We'll start by extending out through the left arm and the right arm goes underneath, relaxing to the shoulder. And beginning to unwind, let's do that on the opposite side. The right arm extends out, the left arm underneath, relaxing to the left shoulder. And again, starting to lift up and unwind. Let's make our way into a Sphinx position. Walk yourself all the way forward, out onto your elbows and forearms. And if we want to deepen the back bend, put a bend in your knees. If not, that's okay. And I even think it feels kind of good to windshield wiper my knees when I do have them lifted. Lifting out of our shoulders. So if we feel ourselves slumping down, let's come back up. And if we do have our feet windshield wiper side to side, let's coast to a stop. If we have our knees lifted, bring them back down. Hands come under the shoulders. And we'll push ourselves back to a child's pose, but this time let's bring our hands to prayer behind our head. So our elbows come to the floor, hands to prayer, and bringing that prayer position up and over. Just softening into it. If we want a little deeper opening around our shoulder blades, gently press your elbows down into the floor. And relaxing that pressure, starting to unwind. Let's walk ourselves into a seal position. So lifting back up onto your hands and knees, we walk our hips all the way forward and relax them to the floor. So this is like a relaxed up dog position. If this is too deep of a back bend, don't feel like you have to stay here. You can lower down into that same Sphinx position on our elbows and forearms that we did before. This is even another one if you want to, you can try to put a bend in your knees here as well. Just an option, you don't have to do that. Try to soften into it. Again, try to stay lifted out of your shoulders. And feet relaxed to the floor, lifting your hips one more time, child's pose. But this time as we sink ourselves back, we're gonna keep our arms extended out, but walk them over to the right. Breathing into your left side. And then walking over to the left, breathing into the right side body. Beginning to make our way back to center and lifting up onto our hands and knees. We'll cross our ankles and roll back to seated. And from here, our legs go out as wide as we feel comfortable to go. You'll want to make sure that your seat is kind of pulled back. So adjust if you need to. And with an inhalation, let's bring our arms up overhead. And as we exhale, folding forward as far as you feel comfortable to go. Let's gently flex our feet back towards our torso. And breathe into the tension. Just gentle. And then inhale, rounding up. Let's turn ourselves so we're facing down the left leg. Once again, breathe your arms up overhead. And exhale, fold. If we feel comfortable to grab a hold of the left foot, that's great. If not, do the shin, the knee, or just let your arms relax out to the side. All of that is good. Whatever feels most comfortable. And then lifting ourselves up. Let's do that on the opposite side. Looking down towards the right leg, breathe your arms up, and then exhale, fold. Again, whatever you feel good about getting a hold of down here is fine, or just let your arms relax out to the side. And again, breathing ourselves up. This time we're going to take our left elbow to the inside of the left knee, the left leg, and breathe your right arm up and over. So this is kind of a modified variation of this. If you are more flexible than I am, you can try to grab a hold of your left big toe with your left fingers. We still want to be rotating open to the ceiling, however. And if we're still more flexible than that, you could try to bring this top arm up and over and maybe even grab a hold of that foot. Again, if we feel ourselves collapsing forward though, that's not good. We really want to stay open. So whichever variation of that is good for you, have at it. And then switching to the opposite side, let's start to unwind, lift your spine up. And then taking the right elbow to the inside of the right leg. Again, if you want to do any of the deeper stuff, extra stuff, please allow yourself to do that. I'm not quite there yet, so I'm just going to take my left arm up to the ceiling. And release. Again, start to unwind. Let's make our way into deer pose. Our left leg is going to be at a right angle to the front, right leg at a right angle to the side. And walk yourself straight forward over the left leg. And as your next exhalation comes to an end, let's breathe ourselves back up to a tall spine. We'll take a twist. Our hands are going to go to the outside of the left hip and walk yourself as far back into a twist as you feel comfortable to go. You can either have your arms extended here, or if it feels best, you can lower down to your elbows and forearms. Both of those are good. And release. Let's lift ourselves up. So we're still keeping our legs exactly how they are. This next twist is going to feel a little funny, but we're actually just going to turn ourselves so we're facing over the right leg and relax forward. You're not going to get very far, and it really doesn't matter where our hands end up here. Just kind of whatever feels most comfortable. And again, starting to unwind. Option number one is to take that same deer posture that we did before, relaxing forward over the left leg. Or if you'd like to take this into a pigeon pose, that would be nice as well. We're going to shift our upper body forward and heel toe the right leg in a straight line behind us. So we still have this forward shin kind of moving towards a horizontal direction in front of us. It's probably not going to get all the way there. That's okay. Relax forward. And our hands come underneath our shoulders to rise up. And if we just shift ourselves to the outside of the left hip, we should be able to swing that back leg forward and take the left leg off to the side so we can do all of that again. So this time our right leg is in front, left leg over to the side. Relax forward. Just one more breath. And then taking our twist. Let's lift our upper body, and this time our hands are going to walk around to the right. If we stayed lifted before, you'll want to again, if we lower down to the elbows and forearms last time, you'll want to do that. Beginning to lift up and unwind. And we're going to take that kind of awkward twist by turning our torso looking over the left leg and relaxing forward. Again, it doesn't matter where our hands end up. And if you feel like you're doing this wrong, you're probably not. And release. Let's lift up and unwind. And just like the opposite side, if we want to move right back into that same deer posture and relax your upper body over the right leg again, you can do that. If we want to take deer pose, we'll shift the upper body forward, and this time the left leg goes straight out behind us. Take your time to adjust, and then relax forward. And beginning to lift ourselves up. We'll tuck our back toes under and make our way to down dog. So lift up, unwind, and we're kind of in our inverted V shape here. Our feet are a little wider than hip distance apart. Our fingers are spread out wide. And we might even give an extra little bit of pressure into the tips of our fingers. If you want to shift and move here, that's good. If you want to be still, that's fine too. And knees relax back down to the floor, taking one final twist before Shavasana. So let's walk ourselves out onto our belly. And as we move that direction, our left arm extends out. The left leg goes to an angle out at the side. The right leg goes to an angle out at the side, and the right hand goes out to the side. And then that right arm goes up and over, all the way back behind you, as close to the floor as we can get it. Don't feel like you're glued in one spot here. If you need to adjust, that's okay. And beginning to move into our twist on the opposite side. Let's unwind onto our belly. And then our right arm extends out in front. The left leg goes to the side. The left arm goes to the side. And then open. That left arm goes all the way back. Take your time to adjust if you need to, and then let go. And again, we unwind onto our belly. Our hands come under the shoulders. We'll lift our upper body, lift your hips, and making whatever movements we need to comfortably come onto your back body. Remembering our whole spine all the way up into the back of the neck is long across the floor. We're extending our legs out as far as they'll go. Our shoulder blades are tucked. And our palms are facing the ceiling. Just meditating on the breath moving and any sensations that we feel, just completely relax. We start to make some movements through our hands and feet. Possibly rocking our head side to side across the floor. Followed by a deep inhalation and a big wake up stretch as we inhale. Let's exhale our knees into our chest. We'll hug them in and rock side to side. Just giving ourselves a back massage across the floor. And then making whatever movements it takes to come up to a tall seated position. However feels most comfortable is totally fine. And once we're there, as always, we just want to take that final opportunity to bring our hands either to prayer or just rest them on your heart space. Either one is good. Thanking yourself and everyone who joined us for practice today for being here. A moment of gratitude for everyone who made this practice possible for us. Remembering that the meditative attention, the feeling of the breath and sensations in the body, we can take that with us and help to ground us in the present moment throughout the rest of our day as well. And as always, I thank you guys for being here. Namaste. Thank you.